Hi, I'm Jenny, and I lead up resource development for puppy parties at TAP. And I am so excited to welcome you to your volunteer onboarding training. Let's dig in. On behalf of the entire puppy party and TAP crew, we're really excited to have you on board. As a puppy party volunteer, your presence is of an incredibly valuable asset to our team, and we really could not do this without you. So you're going to play a crucial role in spreading joy and making such a big impact on both the lives of dogs and humans. So get ready to learn all about how this magic happens with puppy parties and the role that you'll play. But really, thank you so much for donating your time and putting commitment and dedication into all of the wonderful stuff that happens for puppy parties. So first of all, if you're not familiar with TAP's mission, TAP saves breeds of all dogs. So from high kill shelters, the streets of Mexico, you name it, check out their Instagram. You can see plenty of stories about those types of situations. They provide all of the vet care, foster homes, and they work to find loving adoptive families. So puppy parties, what we do is we connect rescue puppies with people and raise donations for the rescue. So it's really a win-win because puppies offer, or they can offer, emotional and mental health benefits. And in the meantime, all of the donations are going right back to dogs in need, and it spreads awareness about the Animal Pad, their mission, and making sure that puppies eventually find adoptable homes. So these are some of the puppy parties that we do. We have 3 different types of events: birthday parties, weddings, and corporate events. And you'll see a dollar amount below each. This dollar amount might change, but right now, this is where it is set. And we actually charge this to the client. So it is a donation that they give to us for this event, and then we bring everything to them. And I'll go into more detail about what that actually means. But these are the types of parties that we focus on. So each puppy party, they're booked in San Diego County. We don't typically go outside of San Diego County at this point. So in San Diego County is where every puppy party will be. The clients pay their donation. They provide the space. So it could be at their home. It could be at an office building. It could be at a park. And they provide all of their guests. So they're inviting people on their own time. That's on them. But we bring everything. So we bring the puppies, we bring volunteers, we set everything up, we tear it down, we clean up, and we help provide an amazing experience with the pups. And how all of this magic happens is through communication of our volunteer team. So we use a tool called Slack, and Slack is a messaging app that keeps us communicated, or keeps us connected and helps us communicate updates, events, and all that stuff. So you'll be able to chat with volunteers on our TAP Slack in a puppy parties channel. There'll be individual and group direct messages. You can use it on any browser. You can download it to your desktop or a mobile app as well. So Slack is the one place where we really stay connected, and there is a quick start guide linked here. You'll have a copy of this deck as well, and use that to help you get started if you're not familiar with Slack or just want to learn something new about Slack. And after this video ends, we'll get an email out to you that really goes into more detail about how to get you on Slack. So you'll have a specific login for the Animal Pad Slack, and you'll be invited to the Puppy Parties channel. But that's after the fact. We'll talk about that in a little bit. For now, just know that Slack is the go-to place for us. So we really use Slack to communicate things like upcoming events that need volunteers, specialty requests, things like, we need a document made, or we need website or content change, or I don't know, social media stuff. Like, there's so many opportunities, but we'll post it on there where we need help. There might be new projects or just things we need fixed, or just chatter about the impact that we're making with puppies. So this is a snapshot of an example of, an invite. So you would be on Slack, you'd see this post, and you would just reply in the comments and say, hey, I could make it. So it is a volunteer run at the Animal Pad, and I want to introduce you to the overarching TAP admin crew. There's a lot more people than what I put here, but these are the individuals that are typically involved with puppy parties. They really help us make sure that everything happens and give us the green light for a lot of things that we need. Lauren is the fairy dog mother. She started TAP. She is the most amazing person and does so much for these dogs. And then everyone else on here, again, part of the admin crew, but we work very closely with them for the planning of different parties. So you'll see their names and profile pictures about in Slack, and you'll get to know them as well. And for our puppy party crew, so Sophie is the puppy party prez, and she's beyond amazing. She has started the puppy party initiative even before there was a team. It was just her really leading the way. And as time goes on, the team has built up and we have different roles and responsibilities. But Sophie is the go-to individual for everything puppy parties. Obviously, we have different, again, team leads that are responsible for things that you'll go to with questions, but Sophie is an incredible person and so great at what she does. She has the biggest heart, and her mission to save these pups has really gone above and beyond and done so much for TAP. So now that you have an overview of how we communicate, the impacts that puppy parties makes, where the funds go once the donation is, and more background about puppy parties in general, who is on the team. Now I'm going to dive into how people actually hear about puppy parties. So they might do a Google search, they might find us on Instagram. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, by the way, puppy parties and the Animal Pad, and as well as TAP event. So maybe they go to an adoption event through TAP at another time, or word of mouth. Maybe they went to a puppy party themselves and now they want to have one of their own. And so after they hear about us, they obviously want to book a puppy party. So they visit our website. This is the TAP website. There's a tab on the top for puppy parties. They'll click on that. And there's a form. It's a puppy party booking request form, and they will fill that out. Once they fill that out, it drops into our client request platform, which is called Freshdesk. And we have client communication coordinators on the team who go in and they basically follow up with each individual request that comes through to make sure that, it's a legit event, that we have the bandwidth to do it, because we don't say yes to every event. Sometimes we can't. Sometimes there's no puppies available during the time of their event. There might not be volunteers available, or we might just have way too much going on, too many events. So it really depends, but the client request is received and responded to by our client communication coordinators. And so once that request comes into our team and maybe we've talked through it and there's a green light that yes, this party can happen, this is where Slack comes in. So you're going to want to check Slack and you're going to see a post about a puppy party, and it'll have the time, the day, and the location, and you can comment on the post like, yeah, I'm totally here for that. I would really encourage you to customize your Slack notifications and set them to on. You can really toggle it to be when you want to see messages come through. You can customize that. So there's a resource on this deck that will help you configure those notifications. You don't always have to keep them on, obviously, but there's a lot of customization you can do to make sure that you get the notifications for things that are relevant to you. So behind the scenes, so again, you've just learned how puppy parties come into us, how people can share their interests, and how we follow up with them, how we start to get volunteers. But behind the scenes, there's also so much more going on. So not only are we replying to the client request, we're working with the fosters to make sure that we're got puppies for that event. We're making sure that we have volunteers for the event where you come in. We make sure that we get the client's donation prior to the event. They sign a liability waiver, that the day of the event, we're picking up supplies, we're picking up puppies. And then there's other things that might come into play. There might be content or copywriting for an event. There might be some marketing, some social media, training, or website improvements. There's so many things that go on behind the scenes behind one puppy party. So it's all seamless. It works very well. We have a nice system, but we're still learning on how to improve and do even better. But I just wanted you to see that there's a lot that goes on in planning a puppy party. And so for you as a volunteer at a puppy party, knowing that there's so much going on behind the scenes. So when you commit to volunteering, you're really committing to make an impact. and it involves some customer service. So volunteering at a puppy party, you are going to be responsible for greeting guests, providing info about the puppies, answering questions about tap, adoptable dogs, making sure that everyone's following rules, using hand sanitizer, staying in the pen. Puppies cannot be taken out of the pen. They have to stay in the pen that we have. They can't touch the ground outside the pen. People can't just walk away with a puppy. We have to manage the flow of people with puppies. So making sure there's not, too many people in there. The puppies are safe. The humans are safe. Different activities might go on, and just maintaining a positive and welcoming atmosphere. So, excuse me. So it's really these essential customer service skills: being friendly, active listening, problem solving, making sure that we're addressing questions, concerns, and just managing issues the day of the event. You'll be around people. Some parties are small, some parties are big. It really depends. But just putting it out there that this is an important part of being a puppy party volunteer. So on the day of the puppy party, here's what to expect. So you'll be in a separate group chat on Slack with all the details about the party, and you'll just want to make sure that you wear all black. On the name badges, we'll provide those for you. There's puppy party merchandise that you can purchase in black from the Tap Threadless shop. Totally optional, don't have to do it, but it is available for you if you choose. And so each party, you'll want to arrive 30 minutes before. So when the volunteering shows up, it'll tell the date and time of the party, and then we'll usually factor in an extra 30 minutes before and extra 30 minutes after, because there's setup and tear down. And so volunteers will work together, set up. There's a puppy party pen, the tarp, there's turf rugs, a white picket fence, as you can see in the picture here. There's a lot of things that go into setting up the party. The puppies need to have some time kind of in behind the scenes before they come out on the stage, to make sure that they're going potty, that they run out some energy, that they have some water. And so we have to make sure that that is all taken care of prior to the event. And we have to have someone with the puppies at all times. And so during the event, you'll monitor interactions, you're answering questions, you're encouraging hand sanitizer, you're doing a lot to make sure that the guests are safe and having a wonderful time. So again, no puppies are adopted day of event at the party, but people are going to ask questions, and there's always a puppy party team lead. And if you don't know, you can ask them, or you can always direct them to the TAP website. And then there's going to be messes because they're puppies. They're not potty trained yet. And so just being ready to clean up those messes. And so with puppy parties, it's a new program at TAP, and there's a variety of roles that are available. And depending on your skills, you bring a lot to the table. We are really, really seeking volunteers for in-person events. And these in-person events can happen on weekdays, on weekends, and you can kind of pick and choose when you volunteer. Some people do once a month, some people do 5 a month. It really depends on what works best for you. But, once you commit to it, we really appreciate, communication about things like if you can't make it, or you have to make a change or be there at a different time, like just making sure to communicate with us and sharing, more about how you can contribute. Because again, there's lots of opportunities to volunteer your time. So putting this out there to start thinking about all the ways that you might want to contribute, but we really just need people to be at events and to commit to that.